How's it going, YouTube? This is Captain OJ, and we had our Scrub League tournament here, and only 5 people, so oh well. Anyways, I played. Yeah, shut up, Adam. Anyways, I played Red Eyes, and I whooped everybody, even Guardedkam and his ancient gears.
Yeah, it went 2-1, man.
Yeah, I still beat you. Anyways, Red Eyes took the day, and this is one of the decks that I ended up picking up since it came out in August, and this is the deck that actually helped me get back into the game. And I'm sorry, Adam is kind of distracting me again. Get out of here.
Get out of here, Looney Tunes.
Anyways, since it came out in August, it got a lot of support. It got its initial support, like I said, in Clash of Rebellion. Then it got even more support with the Felgrand starter deck, which even helped out Blue Eyes and other level 7 and 8 dragon decks. And we even got more support, and I'm not sure if it was Raging Tempest or if it was Invasion Vengeance. Either way, the support that we ended up getting really helped the deck. It gave it more search power, it gave it just more power overall to spam out your fusion monsters and spam the board with other level 7s to go into rank 7s. So let's get to the profile. Good. Alright, so first you guys start off with your main starter of the card. The original Red Eyes Black Dragon.
It's not original.
Shut up.
It's not OG.
Anyways, he's still an essential part of this deck that you can't run the deck without less than 3 of him. I also play 3 of his new counterpart, the Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. He's really good for burn damage or whatever else, and for swarming the field. I play 2 of the archetype specific or archetype themed draw cards, so it really helps with that too. I only played 2 of the new Meteor Dragon. With this, I normally use at least 2 fusions per duel, and the way I designed this deck is to be more of a fusion based deck. Except for the first time you guys seen it against Lord Hemlock's Psyframe deck, it seemed to be more XYZ based. Oddly enough, it's more of a fusion based deck. I play the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. He's still really good in the deck. I don't see him very often, but he's still very good. I play 3 of the level 1 Black Metal Dragon. Really good for search power, which was part of the original support that we ended up getting. The next part is I play 3 Blackstone of Legends. Really good as well, especially for spamming out level 7s on the board. Unfortunately, the effect is only once per turn, and I really wish he was a tuner, because that would bring so much more synergy to the deck.
That's so weird that he didn't become a tuner.
Yeah, that would have really helped out.
So not open.
I love this card. But anyway, what really helps with this deck, with this card too, is it helps recycle your Red Eyes. And I ended up in our small Scrub League tournament, I actually ran out of Red Eyes out of my deck, so I kind of wish I recycled them earlier. But thankfully I had them in my hand and it wasn't that bad. I have 2 Red Eyes Retro Dragons. Really good hand trap for protecting your dragons. Oddly enough, this deck has a lot of support for the dragons to keep them protected and on the field. I play 2 Summon Skull. It is really bricky, but you do play a lot of like draw cards like Allure of Darkness and other things to help get like duplicates out of your hand. Or if you have it in your hand, most of the time it's dead anyways, so you can use Allure, get it out of your hand, and dig deeper into your deck. Now for the spells,
Johnny Deeper.
Yeah, I only play 2 Red Eyes Fusion. I used to play 3, but now Red Eyes Fusion is actually searchable with Black Metal Dragon. It's also searchable with this. This is one of the best support that we've gotten for the deck, was Red Eyes Insight. This is what you search out your Red Eyes Fusion or your Red Eyes Return, which is one of the traps. Actually, the only Red Eyes art themed trap that I play. But this, if you have Red Eyes Fusion, you can search for the trap. If you have the trap, you can search for Fusion. And it's a foolish burial for the deck. Red Eyes is also one of those graveyard-centric decks. So the faster you fill up your graveyard with dragons, the better you're more than likely going to be playing.
You're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, you're going to have a bad time if you don't do it fast enough. And to help you do that, I actually have the themed draw card. I was thinking of changing one of these to the Sacred Swords of 7 Stars, mainly because you can only activate 1 of these per turn. And most of the time, that's all you really need, and it helps fuel your graveyard and draw your for draw power. Speaking of draw power, I still play 3 Allure, or I play 3 Allure of Darkness. It's really good for draw power, especially for getting dead cards out of your hand. I only play 1 Dragon's Mirror. At one point I was playing 2, but just before the tournament I ended up switching it out for something which I'll get to at the end.
Oh, that's what you switch up back.
2 Twin Twister. I really don't like back row. If you get out the fusion, the big fusion called the new Black Skull Dragon, Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. There he is. Doesn't really, like, you don't have to worry too much about back row, because that you just attack and it negates all effects on the field. Oh. Your opponent can't activate effects during the battle phase when he attacks, so that helps out. And then if you have the XYZ Black Flare Metal Dragon, he can't be destroyed by card effects anyway, so he can be bounced and whatever else, but it's still good. I play 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. Really good card for, it's like a Monster Reborn essentially. I was thinking of adding 2 Silver's Cry, because all your for the most part your dragons in here are all normal monsters, and you can basically bring them back, right? Just really good cards. But what I really like about this card, I was actually thinking of playing maybe a third too, is it's really good protection, and it protects your dragons whenever they get destroyed. Now for the traps, I played 2 Return of the Red Eyes. This card really helped me in our Scrub League tournament. I was able to spam the board a few times, and I ended up going into like a big eye, and I ended up stealing my opponent's monsters and ended up winning the duels because of it. Just for battle traps, I played 2 Blazing Mirror Force. This deck is all based around burn damage, and this really helps out every now and again. And finally, my last addition is Skill Drain. Skill Drain really helped me out against Guardedkam's Ancient Gear deck. Basically, he tried to fuse right off the bat, and I said no, and everything he got on the field after that was just big beaters, but I had bigger ones. So that really helped out.
Yeah, fuck that card.
If anything, what I might want to do is maybe try to incorporate more like more anti-meta, like mainstream stuff like Solemn Strikes and whatever. But this seems to be helping. It's a basic Red Eyes build, which I still really like. And this has more or less been the build that I've been playing with for the longest time. Now for the extra deck, I have an incomplete extra deck. I have the cards that I need for the most part, but I play 2 Meteor Black Comet Dragon. Really good card, helps fill your graveyard, burn damage, and it floats, and it's a level 8, so it can also be protected with Return of the Dragon Lords. 2 Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, really good, so just pushing for the game and making sure your opponent can't activate anything when you battle. This card helped me out in a few games. First of the Dragons. Really good card. The only really way you can get it out is with Dragon's Mare, but still, regardless, it's really good. I play 1 5-headed dragon. Same thing with the only real way you can get it out is with Dragon's Mare, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to use him today. The one time I would have been able to, the person ended up scooping on me.
Who is that? Oh, Cat. Oh, Cat.
Just for shits and giggles, I play the original Beast Skull Dragon.
Because he's OP.
Yeah, he's OP.
He's OP, yeah.
I also play a Super Ally Beast Reptinus. He's a dragon. You can bring him out with Dragon's Mare.
2 tuners.
Yeah,
I mean, not the 2 Geminis.
And every time, if you're able to spam the field with Geminis, he's really good to bring out, because then they get their effects right off the bat. And if you're able to spam the board with that many Geminis, then you should be winning the game. Now for the XYZs, I play this. I only really have 2 level 4s, but it comes up every now and again. For level 7s, I play 2 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon.
That's Ghost Rare.
Yeah, Ghost Rare, and it's the original secret. Anyways, what I really like about them, it's not entirely impossible to get both of them on the field, as you've seen with the live duel between Lord Hemlock and myself. I was able to get both of them on the field, and there was no way he can get over that.
You've done that to me too. Like, you burned me for so much energy. You get 2 of those. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Scoop.
This was actually came in clutch today, number 11 Big Eye. I ended up stealing a lot of my opponent's monsters today, especially Guardedkam's Ancient Gears. Finally, the last few cards are more or less up for personal preference. I play 1 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. You can easily go into this, and then when it gets destroyed, it floats into another Odd Eyes monster. I want to replace this with Odd Eyes Rebellion, or one of the other 3K Beatstick Odd Eyes monsters. If anything, what I do want to add in here is I want to add in more rank 6s, like maybe Photon Bouncer for monster effects, as well as I can't remember what number it is, but it's a Utopia Beyond. Really good for like OTK plays. Unfortunately, we didn't play with any side decks, but if I was, it would probably have a lot more like monster effect negation, spell negation like anti-spell. And there's a few other spells or traps that I could possibly think of, but nothing as of right now.
Is that the only synchro you play?
Only secret rare?
No, synchro.
Synchro, yeah,
That's
but
the
it's the only reason why I play it is because of like Odd Eyes Rebellion or Odd Eyes Absolute.
Yeah, okay.
Because when it gets destroyed, it floats
Yeah.
into whatever. But then at the same time, I could just be playing something like Odd Eyes Rebellion or Odd Eyes, something that with a bit more attack. What I like about this is that it has that Utopia effect, and when you attack with it, your opponent can't activate monster effects during the battle phase when he's on the field. So I think that's why I ended up putting him in here. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Take care. Captain OG out.